Good morning, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, I am doing a reading for our beautiful collective here. So I'm going to start by shuffling the Energy Oracle cards deck today. And if you would like me to bring through a message for you and for your specific situation, be sure to like this video and also double check that you are subscribed, because by liking and subscribing, these are forms of energy transfer that allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and the energy of your current situation. So I'm going to start by just asking what the person listening to this reading needs to know most at this time. The first card we have is hostilities in the reverse position. Someone here might have tattoos. I'm getting that for a person. But this card stands for something coming into resolution, into peace. What is coming into resolution for the person listening to this reading? Action, how to move forward into action, or possibly this could be speaking to someone who might be coming towards you into action. I'm hearing a T name for someone, specifically the name Timothy, but do keep in mind that whenever I channel specific names, words, details, dates, etc., those are typically meant for specific individuals, so always only take whatever connects to you personally. So there's been a situation where someone has been feeling hopeless because they've been in a state of internal conflicts, either because they themselves weren't sure how to move forward into action. This could be you feeling unsure how to move forward, feeling really stuck and internally conflicted about something. Alternatively, someone here could be feeling stuck because they've been feeling as though they've been waiting on another person to step into that action. And again, there are a lot of feelings of defeat, especially in the heart center. The last few mornings, I have been waking up feeling really emotional. And very often, these feelings that come through are actually waves of energy that many of us collectively are feeling. So in this reading, I will be speaking more to those of you who may have been waking up or feeling, especially around nighttime recently, either late at night or in the middle of the night or in the morning. For those of you who have been processing a lot through the heart chakra center emotionally, know that something is breaking free within you. We have financial constraints in the midway position, but I'm getting that for many of you, these restraints that are breaking free may not necessarily be financial, but they are material for many of you, meaning something about your physical material life has been transforming, has been changing, in the process of change. Whether this is change within a physical relationship, within the way that you work, the way that you do your life. Wow. And through this situation that's changing, we have attachment in the reverse position and angel of love. The angel of love card is my unconditional love card. So I'm getting that whatever these changes are, they are being processed out through you energetically, which is why you are feeling them in these waves of emotion. This doesn't mean that something is going wrong. It quite literally means something is dying through you. It's being processed out through you, old patterns, old ways of being, to allow something new to be reborn. This time of year, for some of you or for someone in your family, may have been a challenging time of year in the past. This won't be for everyone, but I'm getting that this may have been a time where your family has lost a loved one, or where you yourself have been through some kind of pain or trauma in the past. Specifically in the months of October or November, this message will probably only speak to a few people, but know that anything that has occurred around this time, either within your physical lifetime or even within your family's line, must be processed out energetically. And of course, energy is translated by our being into emotions. So it must be processed out emotionally as well in order to allow something new to come in. And very often, if these very heavy energies are attached to a certain time of year, a certain date, we will actually energetically process out those energies, feel them more intensely, because we are releasing them through the portal of that date in a later year. I don't know who I'm speaking to here. This may be a message just for a few people, but I did want to share that because that's coming through really strongly from someone's guides. But as I said, these old patterns being processed out, I'm getting that these will be impacting and may already be impacting the landscape of your physical life. That is that material aspects of these constraints you are breaking free from, meaning this is going to bring with it change. It's going to change a job situation or a living environment or the way you relate to others or a relationship. And only you know intuitively what is, I'm hearing, on the brink of change. So very often when we are on the precipice, the brink of massive changes, transformations, when we are being divinely up-leveled, we will actually be called through a kind of dense forest of the negative, weighted down energies and emotional patterns that have to be moved through, that have to be felt through in order for us to level up into that next phase. And for some listening, I'm getting that part of what is coming through this is loneliness. There are feelings of isolation coming up because very often when we are being upgraded, we will first be isolated. And this isn't for the intention of making us feel alone, cutting connections out of our lives, or anything like that. We are divinely isolated during massive times of transformation and upgrade so that we have the valuable opportunity to really clarify our core soul frequency, to really be able to cut out the noise of other people's frequencies and the limiting belief systems they carry around, cut out the noise of society, of the media, and really give ourselves, grant ourselves the time and space to go into a period of solitude through which we can really stabilize our authentic core soul frequency within ourselves by being able to more clearly hear and sense and feel that frequency without feeling the projections and the energies of other people, especially for those of us who are highly empathic. The more empathic you are, meaning the more gifted you are at sensing and interpreting energies from other people, the more you will actually divinely be isolated for periods of time when you are going through a major upgrade, because your higher self, your guides, all of those divine forces that are collaborating with you in the spiritual realm are aware that you are someone who is very sensitive and who needs that time and space to really get clear on your own, I'm hearing your own values, your own unique vibration. For some of you, you may have been picking up some of the projections of other people when it comes to choices you are making moving forward into your life. So my guides just kept saying to me, I don't know who this is for, but for someone who feels stuck and is trying to make these choice point decisions and movements in their life, trying to make choices that cause them to feel in a rut or to feel a bit confused or like they're walking through a fog, I feel your guide saying, rather than weighing the pros and the cons of these multiple choices or pathways you might be selecting between, instead ask yourself, not what do I want to do? What relationship do I want to choose? What person do I want to be with? What job do I want to work? Instead of asking that question specifically, ask yourself, what story do I want to tell? Look back through the eyes of your highest perspective, meaning if you, as you imagine your future self being, are living on your highest vibrational timeline, you are living your life in your mind by your standards, ideally in every sense, then what choice are you making? What choice feels most authentic to you and feels most empowering to you in that version of your story, in that version of your story you truly want to tell? And I'm getting that for many of you, the story is unconditional love, meaning bravely choosing to set an example of unconditional love for yourself, to bravely choose not to adhere to the standards, the ideologies, the belief systems, the timelines of people around you or of society, but to truly carve out your own path in accordance with your own sense of self-love and self-empowerment. Because I'm hearing your guides say, when you are in total self-love and total self-empowerment, that is how you teach others. That is how you are exemplified to others and an uplifter to others, not by externally fixing them or changing them, but simply by connecting in with what does my most empowering story look like and making choices from that most highly empowered, highest vibrational state of being. So because the veil is thin at this time of the year, and whoever I'm speaking to here, if you are connecting with these messages, it's because intuitively you've been picking up on a lot of this information subconsciously through your dream state, through downloads you've been receiving on a daily basis. Your spirit guides and your spirit team, whatever you consider to be those divine beings and forces assisting you, collaborating with you on this earth plane, they have been very talkative with you through the subconscious at this time. But I would like to assist you in making some of those unconscious messages of guidance more conscious, to bring them to the forefront of your conscious mind. So in the extended version of the reading, I will be channeling more messages from your spirit guides, from your higher self, anything that they've been wanting to communicate with you or have already been communicating with you recently about life situations, about love situations, your mission here on earth, etc. So the link to those extended spirit guided messages for you is under the video in the pinned comment and description box. I will be channeling those additional messages through our beautiful soul tribe on Patreon. So again, the link to all of that is below. But for now, I am going to reshuffle the cards here. And I want to know what other messages the beautiful souls listening here need to know. Okay, this is a message about something you're manifesting with the cornucopia card in the reverse position. Now, notably, this card is sitting on the root chakra, which really connects with the earth, with the 3D physical world we see around us. So what I'm getting is, whatever you are manifesting at this now moment, as of when you are listening to this reading, which, by the way, of course, all of my readings are technically timeless, so these messages can connect with you at any time. But I'm getting that for someone listening, this thing that you so deeply desire has not yet fully grounded itself in the physical. The Tower in the reverse position, and I just felt a wave of goosebumps. I heard the name Julia for someone. There's someone here who has been resisting change because they don't want to feel pain. This could be you, or this could be someone you are connected to. I'm hearing this person is resisting change they've been guided to intuitively because they are afraid of the unknown. And I hear this person's guide saying, have courage to embrace the unknown. Trust what is showing up for you. Allow yourself to feel the grief, to feel the loss as it comes up. Someone here might simply be resisting the experience of emotions that their ego would label as negative. So someone I'm speaking to, you might find that these emotions of sadness, pain, heartbreak, regret, mourning, but not really even being sure what exactly you are mourning, just this feeling of grief might come up within you from time to time. And maybe you are someone who was taught at a young age to repress the emotions you would label as negative. I'm hearing to put a happy face on it. That might be the theme of how someone was brought up or taught by their parents or by the world. But perhaps what we weren't taught is that the experience of these emotions our ego doesn't like to feel or see is actually incredibly powerful. And your ability to feel these things so deeply is not a curse, but your greatest gift, because the gift you have is actually the power to transmute, to shift energy. And your higher spiritual self knows the only way to shift energy is to allow it to be processed through your physical being as the vessel. You are the alchemist, and the way you alchemize energy, the way you transmute heavy energy into lightness and channel it towards the manifestation of your desires is through feeling it, experiencing it, allowing it to be released through you. And another card came out here. Of course, I was speaking about fear of the unknown, and we get the Fool card in the reverse position. And the affirmation on this card says, it's time to embark on a brand new beginning. Someone here I feel has been resisting taking some kind of leap. Now, this might be an actual leap in your life, a choice that is very empowering to you, a choice that you feel in your gut, that you know in your soul, that you've been guided to through your third eye connection, through your intuition. But the ego here at times has been holding you back because it's been saying, we don't know what lies on the other side of that leap. And of course, we get the conflict card, the Five of Wands, but in the midway position. I see someone here with this card really wavering back and forth between two things, two choices, which regardless of what you feel as though you're shifting between, what's actually going on is you are shifting between timelines. There is a higher timeline calling you, and your ego is resisting it because it doesn't yet know exactly what that higher timeline is going to look like. But here we have the Three of Coins upright. You are going to be rewarded when you choose this higher timeline, and that choice really is inevitable. So there's nothing to worry about here. There's nothing necessarily to feel any kind of urgency about. You are being pulled intuitively in this direction. And yes, at times you might find yourself kind of wavering back and forth. But again, this is just the natural process of being upgraded to a higher timeline. We as physical human beings and vibrational beings simultaneously have to practice these higher vibrations in our physical being for a period of time in order to stabilize them and fully shift onto higher timelines. And while we are in the process of shifting onto a higher timeline and those vibrations aren't yet stabilized, we might feel as though we are going back and forth between two things, and nothing is going wrong here. I'm hearing something about goals. So someone might feel guided or have felt guided recently to set some kind of goal or objective for themselves, their life, to create some kind of a vision. And I'm hearing, pull your vision into your now. Begin embodying the energy, aligning with the energy of that so-called goal, of that thing you want to attain, that person you want to be or become. Know that when you are creating that goal, you are actually tapping into a higher version of yourself that is already on that higher timeline. There's something very strongly coming through about collaboration. So some of you might be presented with opportunities to actually connect and collaborate with other like-minded souls in a really powerful way. Now, I am picking up on a divine feminine here who is feeling a lot of anxiety coming up. This could be coming up in the form of regrets or guilt. This may not be guilt specifically about something you've done in your life. This actually could be intergenerational trauma in the form of guilt. So you might be carrying around generations of guilt, especially through your maternal line, is what I'm picking up from this divine feminine. I'm specifically picking up on the hip flexors, the hips, as a kind of energetic portal in your body where you might be storing some of this intergenerational guilt, some of this generational trauma that is being transmuted through your body. So if you've ever had hip pain or tightness in your hips, this could be connected with this. I am seeing someone stretching and doing yoga. This may be a really powerful way to release some of that trauma patterning through your physical body. But I'm also getting this energy of a divine feminine who is doing things very differently from other feminine energies in her life. This could be a mother, a sister, a friend group, or just society generally. I feel as though you are a leader. You are forging a new path. But because of this, you might have difficulty connecting with like-minded people, especially other like-minded feminine energies. I'm getting this message that for some of you, you might feel a bit lonely or left out, or as though you don't really belong, or as though when you're around other people, they sometimes try to pull you into their own limiting belief systems, patterns, dynamics. So at times you just prefer to be on your own because you are really working again to stabilize that core frequency within yourself, to be a leader, to show a new path. And this can be challenging when there are a lot of people around you with a different vibrational state that you are empathically perceiving and absorbing. But a message I'm getting for you is keep going, because we have the 10 of Pentacles card in the upright position, especially if the way you're doing things differently is connected with your work, with your finances, with what you consider to be your mission or your life path. I'm getting that the work you are doing is going to bring you a massive amount of abundance of peace of mind, abundance of financial success, but also an abundance of, I wanted to say an abundance of eyes on you, because it feels like you are going to be receiving a lot of credit and attention. For some of you, a lot of even public attention. Maybe what you're doing or sharing is going to become something that is very publicly well known. But regardless, I see you on this path to great abundance. But I'm hearing that an initiation into great power often comes through great pain. And of course, we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed, just as I'm speaking about that pain that comes along with this great power you are coming into. The Wheel of Fortune reversed can stand for feeling like things are delayed, like things are out of control, like your life is in a state of upheaval or disorder. You might feel as though you are completely out of control, in the sense that you can't control the timing, you can't control the circumstances, the outcomes. And I'm getting that if that is you, you are being taught how to no longer rely on external people, situations, circumstances, that external sense of validation or confirmation, to trust what you know within. Now, this, of course, is no easy feat. This is a really challenging path. It's the path of surrender. It is a portal into deep trust of yourself and of the divine. And at times, along this path of surrender, ironically, as you are aligning more closely with that core soul frequency, therefore raising your vibration and beginning to become very magnetic within your life, those are the moments when your ego might actually look around and manufacture this anxiety, because it feels like it can't control what's happening around it. It can't control what comes to you when it comes to you. And even as the ego sees these blessings coming into your life, it will still want to attach to the source of the blessings, or want to then somehow control how often or what comes in the future. But all of this is taking you back, divine feminine, to presence through total surrender, through having no control of the timings, the outcomes. You are learning how to be entirely present with every ounce of your being, to be present with yourself, to be present with what you're doing, with what you're creating, to be present with your body and what it is processing in the moment. This presence is your power, because most people are walking around on the planet very absent. They are not present with themselves even, let alone with other people. So the example that you are leading of total presence is an incredibly powerful force on the planet. It is taking you into this initiation, into your next level of existence. So I'm going to reshuffle the cards here. Wow, the messages coming through today are feeling really deep. I didn't expect these types of very strong spiritual messages to be coming through in this reading. Do let me know in the comments if anything here is connecting with you personally. In the extended version of the reading, I will be channeling more details, messages, pieces of information about this path of surrender that you are on, this path of learning to achieve absolute presence with self, with the now moment, with others you are connecting with in the now, how this is so powerful, and how actually with the power card coming out, this isn't just powerful, it quite literally is where your true power lies. Because this card says you instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. I'm hearing make choices from your now. Allow yourself to listen to what you are feeling in the moment, what you are processing, what your body's intuition is telling you about where to go or what to do, and listen to that guidance with radical trust that you are being upgraded through your choice to be so intensely present with yourself, with your inner guidance in the moment, with what you are feeling. In fact, I feel that for someone I'm channeling, you actually may have felt blocked from creating attachments in your life. This is such a strange message coming through for someone, but you may have felt as though you were, for example, struggling to land a certain job, struggling to ground a certain relationship, struggling to attract a certain group of friends. Whatever the case is, I'm getting that some of you listening may have been divinely blocked from creating certain attachments that actually would have attached you to your current timeline when you are meant to remain detached, when you are meant to continue to rise, when there is something better in store for you on a higher timeline that you can only rise to when you have the courage to remain unattached to futuristic outcomes, to 3D connections, to validation from other people, to your environment, when you have the courage to again remain attached only to the present moment and to yourself in your entirety in that present moment. This is a kind of power that most people will never attain to because they as a soul were not as developed enough to choose to select this very challenging and yet highly expansive path that you have chosen. And a card just came out here. The past is behind you now. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. I'm hearing trust the path that is opening itself before you. Trust what is coming to you and what is leaving your life. You are on a path of unconditional love with Angel of Love in the upright position. I'm seeing the number 444 for someone. And what you are leaving behind in the past are karmic ways of living. With woman holding a coin upright, I especially feel I may be speaking to a group of divine feminines here. You are leaving behind patterns you picked up from society, from your family, from your upbringing, patterns that taught you needed to control or force or push to get what you desired or to get love, to prove your value to others. You are learning that your true value comes from the core soul frequency that is within you. that may have been lost in the noise of other vibrations and other people for a long time, but that now you are clarifying stronger and more clearly than ever before, therefore raising your frequency to a very high degree and beginning to become very magnetic in all areas of your life. The Sun card. This path of unconditional love is what is leading you into this new beginning, but it requires of you releasing the need to know. Again, continuing to remain connected to the present, to trust what is coming to you, to trust where you are feeling led and guided in the moment, and to allow yourself to be divinely isolated at times in order to be upgraded. This is one of the more esoteric, spiritual kind of readings that I've done. These are just the messages that came through. I know this is a bit different from my typical reading videos, but I do sincerely hope that these messages today reach whoever needed to hear them. If I do resonate with you at some level, I would love for you to subscribe to this channel, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. In the extended version of the reading, I will be channeling many more details, pieces of information, messages from your spirit guides and higher self, and anything else that wants to come through. So if you do feel guided to the extended version of the reading, that is linked in the pinned comment and description box under the video. Otherwise, I am wishing you the most beautiful start to your week. Have a magical day, and I will talk to you again in Wednesday's reading.